Look, dating is tough for everybody right now, but in this video, I want to talk about why it's particularly dangerous for introverts and also empathic people, creative people, anybody that genuinely cares about other people. It can be pretty tough out there. And I want to talk about why that is and also what we can do to better protect ourselves when we're jumping into this dating world so we can avoid some pretty big mistakes. First off, dating apps are making it incredibly easy for us to connect with one another without knowing each other at all, which can be a really cool thing for an introvert because they don't have to approach anybody or have an awkward conversation to get to know somebody. They can just swipe, and actually have a dating option. But the danger in that is these dating apps are not telling the full story of a person. And what people are tending to do is they're tending to get attracted to whoever they're swiping with or matching with. They're getting attracted to them, and then they're building a fantasy of who that person is in their head. It's almost like an automatic thing where we are just consistently building a fantasy of somebody before we even meet them. It's just something that is naturally going on in our heads. And as introverts, we can tend to dwell on things. We're very introspective. We can tend to daydream. We can get lost in fantasy. So it is super dangerous for us to start swiping and matching with people and then really start planning our lives out with them in our own heads. And the thing is when we have that attraction and we have somewhat of a fantasy built up, that can tend to cloud our judgment. You know, introverts are normally very intuitive, but when they meet a person that is intoxicating, when they meet somebody that is kind of challenging them and they're getting butterflies and there's chemistry, we can tend to overlook red flags. We can tend to compromise compatibility just to be in the same space with this person that we are getting so attracted to. And honestly, if we don't catch that in the very beginning and we actually get into a relationship with somebody in that way, we can tend to fully abandon ourselves as introverted people, as empathic people, and we turn into this codependent role where we are so attracted to that other person that we want to keep them in our lives, so we'll abandon who we really are to be the person that they kind of want us to be. And this is the big danger that I want everybody to know, especially if you're an introvert. You have to be aware of when you are not being true to yourself, all right? You have to be aware of when you are starting to abandon yourself or when you are starting to kind of maneuver your personality around this other person just because you find them attractive and because you really want that fantasy to work. You really have to keep that ego in check, because that ego is the one that's like, whoa, this person is hot, or this person is exciting or charming or handsome or all these things. And our ego gets so caught up in that. And our ego is also getting caught up in avoiding loneliness. When we are going into dating and we're feeling a little bit lonely, that can be like going to a grocery store when we haven't eaten a meal. We tend to pick out things that we might not necessarily pick out if we had a full belly. And our ego can get very addicted. Our ego is the thing that is the root of all addiction. The ego wants more and more and more and more and more. So when this person is giving us butterflies and we have this chemistry and everything is all woozy and nice and exciting, our ego is like, yeah, we need more of that. We need more of that. So we have to be extra self-aware, because when we're introverts especially, we like our alone time, and it can be a very internal conflict ridden situation for our ego to be like, I want more of that, but our true self is like, I kind of want to chill. And so basically what we have to do is really stay true to ourselves, be confident in who we are as a person, stay true to our values, and really try to see through the attraction and the fantasy and to see the person for who they really are. And the best way to do that is to look at actions, not words. What is the person doing? What are they passionate about? What do they want in the future? Like, these are the things that we really need to get to when we are dating. We have to, slow down, pump the brakes. We really need to slow down. That's the other thing that's tough about the dating apps. It's like everything is moving so fast. If you don't ask that person out, another person's gonna ask them out, If you're not matching, someone else is matching, If you're not taking things to the next level, then they're gonna take things to the next level with something else. There's like all of these options, so we feel like we need to move fast or else we're gonna get left behind. We have to have faith that the right person is going to come. We have to take things slowly so that we are not getting ourselves into situations that are probably not going to work out for us in the future. Now, I hope this resonates with you. If it does, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are an introvert. I have a ton of stuff for you that is going to help empower you, that is going to help keep you confident in who you are. And right on that note is this video up here. This is how to have more confidence in yourself as an introverted person, which is going to help you weed out the bad apples and weed yourself out from dating people that you probably shouldn't date. When you have more confidence in yourself, you have more confidence walking away. You have more confidence allowing that other person to walk away and to not abandon who you truly are. And I also came out with this video. This is a really old video, but I think it is still really relevant to this day. This is the #1 red flag to look out for when you're an introverted person, when you're an empathic person, when you're a caring person or a highly sensitive person. You have to be careful. This is a red flag that can get you trapped into a relationship or something with somebody. You gotta watch out for this, all right? So I'll see you in those next videos. Stay creative.